How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here with a video again on vacation still. We're almost done. We're almost done. I'm here with a video though on a show that I've been meaning to watch for a very long time, especially ever since Invincible came out, and I'll talk about that later. But I started watching The Boys, and you're probably thinking like, "Oh shoot, all right, why?" And you're right in thinking that because I'm supposed to be watching Bleach, but I'm not. I don't want to watch it right now. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Not that I'm tired of it, but it's just I'm on vacation. I don't have the motivation to watch it right now. I want to watch it when I get back home because that's where I'm really in the element. So right now I'm just watching whatever comes to mind, and it just so happened that The Boys came to mind that I want to watch another movie. I wanted to just go straight into a series that I haven't gone into before, something that I didn't expect, and The Boys was it. So this series, if I have to give it a rating right now, like off the jump, off the cuff, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. This first season, or excuse me, not series. I mentioned series, but season, first season. This season was A1, actually prime time television, bro. I have never been so hyped watching a show in a well, never been so hyped at that doesn't make sense. I haven't been so hyped watching a show in a very long time, and I mean a very long time. Like even when I watch One Piece, like I haven't felt this much excitement watching a show since Breaking Bad and One Piece. Like, oh my gosh, bro. This show is so fire. It has so much charm, so much identity. Like when you hear the comparisons to Invincible, it's like, oh shoot, hopefully it's not just like that type of show, but in real life because that just it wouldn't give it its own identity. Now, this show has its own identity, its own character, its own person. So it's just after watching season one, I have no doubts that this show is going to be great. And well, actually, I'll get into that in the spoiler section, but 9.5, generally 9.5, one of the best shows I have ever seen. I don't know if I rated it as high or higher than Breaking Bad, but if I did, then I still think Breaking Bad's a good show, a really good show. But this for me, this is crazy. This is crazy. Don't ask me if I think it's better than Breaking Bad. I'm not gonna answer that question. But yeah, that's my rating for it. If you want to leave, by all means, go ahead. But if not, then welcome to stay. So this show, for a little context, right? I got recommended it by one of my friends who watched or heard Invincible was really good because I watched Invincible with some of my friends. He didn't watch Invincible with us, so he was like, "Yo, I watched The Boys. The Bo- Oh my goodness, excuse me, I almost just choked on my own saliva. That was nasty. I'm sorry." He was like, "The Boys is a fire show. I heard Invincible's kind of like that, so why don't you give it a shot?" And I was like, "All right, bet I'll give it a shot one of these days." One of these days turned into a year later, a year and some change later. So now I'm on vacation. I have nothing to do. I don't want to do homework, so I'm just like, "Yo, let's check out The Boys," after I just finished Rush Hour. So it's like, let's see what's going on. And the first episode immediately hooked me with learning about Huey and Robin, learning about Billy Butcher, learning about, well, not Homelander, because I don't think he showed up in the first episode, but seeing A Train, The Deep, Starlight, what's his name, Homelander, Black Noir, Queen Maeve, hearing about Lamplighter, all these people, right? It's just I see these memes everywhere, right? It's the same with Breaking Bad, how you see the Ozymandias scene where Walt falls over everywhere, or you see what's his dude's name? Hank's face when it's the smiling and the angry one, or Gustavo Fring period. Seeing the memes that came from the boys and seeing them so early on, it's like, yo, this all makes sense now, and these are horrible scenes to be taken out of context, even though they're funny. They're really funny. So seeing all these characters that I've heard so much about, like their memes, like the A Train meme, I haven't seen where that music video is actually from, like what episode, but I know it's coming up. And the Deep and just Homelander and all them, it's crazy. It's generally crazy to see, which is fire. I love it. But episode one, it spoilers for Breaking Bad, by the way, like minute spoilers. But the first two episodes, or I guess like the first three, no, the first two. The first two episodes of The Boys reminded me a lot of the first two episodes of Breaking Bad, where in Breaking Bad they have Crazy Eight and Jesse and Walt, inexperienced. They don't know what they're doing. They're just this is their first crime basically. That thing reminded me of The Boys, or excuse me, The Boys reminded me of that, where you have Huey who's really inexperienced, and you have The only difference being that these are superheroes, so Billy Butcher isn't one, but he's experienced, while Jesse and Walt didn't have that. And then on the other hand, you have Translucent, who's a superhero, but he's translucent. It was just I like the line that Butcher gave Translucent, like, oh, he's stupid. Translucent doesn't mean transparent. It means barely visible, which is hilarious. I love that line. But him and Frenchie and Huey are together, and it's the same energy that gave me the same energy, which is why I love the first episode so much, because it's just blow after blow after blow, and then on top of that, Huey was the one that committed the crime. So that was just crazy to me. It was so fire. But then you go on to like episode 3 with the race with A Train, which was pretty cool. Episode 4, I don't remember what happened in episode 4. Oh, it was Kimiko. It was Kimiko. We meet her. And in episode 5, learning more about her. And in episode 6 being was Mesmer and learning about Haley Joel Osment. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Mesmer is the voice for Sora in Kingdom Hearts. Haley Joel Osment voiced Sora in Kingdom Hearts, which is really fire. If you didn't know that, and if you did, hey, you would have recognized him. But episode 6 was Mesmer and just learning more about Kimiko, and then just seeing Starlight basically realize how bad the seven really are. And then episode 7 and 8 is just them getting burned, and what's his face? Mother's Milk, which is one of the members of the boys, Huey, what's his name? Frenchie, Kimiko, and Billy all get burned basically. So they're found out, and M and Frenchie and Kimiko all get arrested, while Huey and what's the dude's name? Billy the Butcher or Billy Butcher don't get arrested. Huey is like, yo, I'm done. You can go after Homelander. That's not none of my business. He goes after Kimiko and Frenchie and while Huey goes out, or no, not Huey, excuse me. Butcher goes after Homelander. So we get two sides right now. Homelander and Butcher, while Huey goes with everybody, like, or goes to find everybody. Huey's side was pretty cool because his stuff with A Train is really crazy. I really like that stuff. I just like, in general, his side with A Train and his beef with him because it's messed up. Like, it's genuinely messed up. Like, you would be rooting for A Train in a normal sense, but you can't here. You generally can't. He's a druggie who, well, excuse me, I don't mean to say that like derogatory. It makes it sound like I'm saying it in Breaking Bad terms, but he's a hmm, weird. The video paused when I was recording. I don't know, but yeah, I A Train, he's ODing on drugs a lot. It's causing him problems, and it leads to him killing his girlfriend because of Homelander. Also, him being under Homelander's thumb, like everybody's afraid of him. But it led to a lot of problems. And Huey, I like Huey a lot, right? Because he has PTSD. He has PTSD from his thing, and it's just like it makes sense. And him going on a whim, doing this with Butcher, it's just like, you see the holes coming through. You don't you see that Billy isn't infallible. This man had his own trauma, but he's not facing it. He's trying to get vengeance, and vengeance isn't the answer. Or at the very least, it's not a permanent answer. It's only temporary. Because what happens when he kills Homelander, right? He still doesn't have his wife. And now he finds out that Homelander has his child. Like, Homelander, excuse me, he sexually assaulted what's her face, Rebecca, which is Billy's wife, and that led to Homelander basically giving her a child. And we learned at the end of the season that that child is still alive, and so is Rebecca, which is crazy. But there's so much stuff that happens in this season. I can't even summarize it all. But this show is just wild, genuinely wild. With the first episode, like demonstrating that Translucent being a pervert, Deep being a sex fiend, Homelander just being a terrible person, but being the people's champion. Maeve, I don't even know what I would say Maeve is. A Train just being, he's you abusing drugs and just overall not that good of a person. And then yeah, Black Noir. We don't really know much about him, so I can't say anything about him. But they're all under Homelander's thumb. And then Starlight joins, and now she has to be as well. But now, like, in terms of working for him, but just not getting his ire, warranting his scorn type stuff. So it's just like it's crazy to see. It's generally crazy to see. But you look at that group and you see the corruption in it, and you start to see the parallels between that and Invincible. And I haven't talked about Invincible on a channel, which is generally crazy because I watched it like a year ago and read the comics. So I have to do that at some point. But with Invincible, you have aliens and corruption in the superhero system, but not only on Earth. You see it throughout the entire galaxy. While in The Boys, it's more of a smaller, more concentrated thing, which means it's live action as well. So you don't get the crazy like god-like fights that you do in Invincible. But in The Boys, that it's smaller scale. So you don't have to have that. You don't have to have fights in space or in the sky type stuff because there's not that many people like Homelander, if any at all. So it works out because it's only on Earth, and if anything, it's only in the U.S. as well. So to me, that doesn't matter. And honestly, I don't know which one I prefer because I haven't seen the whole show, but The Boys right now is starting off really strong. I'm liking it. I'm loving it a lot. So I don't know which one I prefer. But it's just messed up, man. Like it's generally a messed up show from all the scenes, like the mother's milk. Well, not the character mother's milk, but like Madeline and just her milking for her child, and then Homelander peeking in through his vision. It's just like, come on, dog. Like it's so weird. Y'all are weird, bro. It's just like the superheroes in this show are definitely shown to be some weird people, genuinely weird. And honestly, I don't know how to feel about it, right? Because in Invincible, there are some weird people in there as well, but not to this extent. And I'm gonna be mentioning Invincible a lot because two superhero shows showing how corrupt superheroes can really be. The comparisons are gonna be there. I'm not gonna spoil anything about it. I just mention the aliens, but don't worry about that. It's not a huge spoiler. But there are gonna be some comparisons to it. But overall, like again, this show, season one overall, surprised me. Like genuinely surprised me. I didn't think I would like this show this much. I am loving it so far, and I can't wait to see season two, season three, and hopefully season four when that comes out. Because oh my goodness, I don't even know how to. Wow, this show is crazy. MVP of this season so far though. Shoot, I don't know. It's difficult. But overall, if I had to give the show a rating again, it would be a 9.5. Or excuse me, this season a rating, it would be a 9.5. I really enjoyed it. Liked all the characters. The MVP, I honestly, I'd say it's Huey. I really liked him. Like really, really liked him. I thought he was gonna be a bland one-note character who wants to do good, who does want to do good, but at the same time, the end of the day, he hates A Train and a lot of the superheroes along with him. But shoot, Billy takes up that mantle for hating all superheroes, which is a good and a bad thing, right? So it's just crazy. I can't wait to see what happens in this show. So I'm gonna end it here for now and try to get back to it. Thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoy. I'm sorry for pausing Bleach again, but I'm not gonna pause it for long. I promise. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this. I was about to call Invincible, The Boys, before I go back to Bleach or not, but I don't know. But it's not gonna be as long. I promise I'm not gonna pause it as long. So don't worry about that. But again, The Boys, fire. I love it. The show is great, and I can't wait to continue. So I know I didn't cover a lot in this, and I'm sorry about that. But you know, just know that I liked it. Just know that I liked it. But thank you all for watching. Again, hope you all enjoy, and I'll check you out in the next video. This has been Infamous Isaac, and I'll see you all later. Peace.